My name is Cauwen Williams. I'm a 26-year-old sound engineer. I'm from East London, in the Eastern Cape. I moved to Cape Town in 2014. Studied electronics engineering for the first 2 years of my life. Felt very incomplete. Felt like I was not where I wanted to be. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. After like a long time of struggling, I moved over and I studied sound production. I don't know if you guys remember, we used to have 8-track cassettes back in the day, and what you could do is if you had like the right cassette player, which had the record button, you could actually record over the whatever's on that tape. And I was playing around with this cassette tape. I would just like record myself like telling stories. I don't know if it was stories or make funny voices. I used to make like the Donald Duck voice. I used to make these weird characters speak to each other, and it was like a whole story. I feel like that's when it started. So for my final research paper, I wrote about creativity and whether or not it can be taught in educational institutions, which really sparked a fuse in my mind and in a lot of like people that I spoke to, in their minds as well. Like, can you teach someone to be creative? Is that possible? Which then leads me to my creative project, which is a documentary. I interviewed a few people, different artists doing different art, and I just picked their brains on what they thought of creativity and whether or not it could be taught. It's ultimately just me poking fun at the education system in the artistic field. Does someone who has a Bachelor's of Arts degree in that specific artistic realm or field, are they more qualified than someone who doesn't? Are they more qualified than the next person? That is the question that this documentary is asking, and that is the question that this documentary will be answering. I'm hoping that this project will play a big role in high schools, because I feel like that's where the molding actually begins. Every child has the right and should be stimulated artistically as well, not just academically, because not everyone was meant to just follow this academic path. And I feel especially for a black child, where you grow up in poverty and the only thing that is ringing in your head is that the only way out of poverty is if I become a doctor or if I become a lawyer, and that's it. This is where I'm going, these are my targets. And it's something deeply rooted within us as black people. So I feel that opening up people's minds, opening up the idea of, actually, I can be a sound engineer. Actually, I can be a film director. Actually, I can be a producer as a career and not just as a hobby or a fun thing that I'll do. Oh, I'll do this when I'm done with my degree in law. So I really hope that this documentary, somewhere down the line, it will play a role in helping a child decide whether or not they want to be forced into a career that they don't really enjoy, or do they want to do something that they love.